Hello, and isn't it warm? And I think I had sunstroke the other day, but never mind. This recipe is my Boursin Stuffed Chicken breast wrapped in parma ham. It's absolutely stunning. It does all the work, so you can just have basic like rice or what do I have, pasta in it and stuff like that. Because when you cut into it, and it's something I tried so hard to do for so many years to get the perfect ooze of Boursin. Well, how do you do it? You use PPE gloves. All will be revealed. So, Boursin Stuffed Chicken breasts. This is something I've been doing for a long time, but when I started doing it originally, as a young, aspiring food enthusiast, I found when I cut the holes in the breast and then tried to stuff the Boursin in, it would go absolutely everywhere, and very little would end up directly inside the breast. Then people used to say, well, you can roll it into tubes with cling film and then freeze it. So I started doing that for a bit, and I found that a little bit irritating. And then I worked out you can just stuff the Boursin into the fingers of PPE gloves I get from Costco, freeze it, and hey presto, you got two perfect shoots, two perfect cylinders of Boursin. And when it's frozen, you just cut them out and slide them straight into the holes that you cut in the breast. There's a certain way that I cut holes into breasts. So this is how you stuff the Boursin. If you watch, keep shoveling it in into the two central fingers. I have no idea what those two fingers are called, but not the pointing finger or the little finger. Those two in the middle, like the center two of like a Klingon greeting. Those two fingers, you see. The only reason being that they're equal in size in those PPE gloves, and it makes a perfect V. So what you do is you keep stuffing it in, and then keep stuffing it and try and compress it down. Keep shoveling it in. Basically, at the end of this, I'll have used half of one of those Boursin pots, whatever they're called. So half of a tub of Boursin, basically. So you can see now I'm about to compress it down into each finger. You need to compress it so that when it freezes, it all solidifies as one rather than crumbles away when you try and push it in, because you actually push it into the chicken breast with quite a bit of force, really. So it needs to be very, very strong when it's frozen. So as you can see, I've twisted it round. I'm recompressing it, pushing the Boursin back up to the middle, and then just sort of sliding it a little bit out to elongate it now. There you go. Like caressing the udder of a cow. There you go. So that is absolutely perfect. Twist it again, just try and compress it loads in the middle. And that's ready for freezing. So what you do with that now is take it and shove it in the freezer. Probably, you need to give it about an hour, but yeah, around an hour, no less I would say. It's a bit dangerous really. So when we get a chicken breast, we need to wipe them down as much as possible. The reason I'm going to dry these off as much as possible is so that when I add the parma ham, it adheres to it really well. Otherwise you find with a wet breast, the ham just slips and slides all over it. It doesn't stick properly, so you can't get that perfect blanketed chicken breast. Okay, so now the fingers of Boursin have come out of the freezer, and I'm going to unravel them and then cut one of them out of the PPE. Comes out really easily, just unravels. It's dead easy. It's so much easier than using cling film. I cannot tell you how much easier it is. Then I just double check that the breast is nice and sticky, because after I insert the Boursin, I'm going to wrap it in parma ham straight away. So give them a good wipe down, and then I'm going to cut the groove into each of the chicken breasts. Get the thick end of the breast, okay, the breast facing out, and then the knife nice and flat horizontal to the breast, if that makes any sense to you, and slide it in. You do not want to pierce the top or the bottom of the flesh. That knife has got to stay within that breast all the way along as you push it down, okay? You don't want, because if you pierce it, the sauce just comes out. It's quite a skill, but it's worth doing. Then I flip the knife vertically, and the blunt end is facing out, and then I cut a T shape, okay? Just a single groove. So there's a great big hole there to fit all that sauce into, but not a single part of it has broken the skin of the breast, so no sauce will come out whatsoever. Again, lay the knife flat, get the thick end of the breast and push it towards the thin end, okay? All the way down inside. Do not pierce any of the skin whatsoever. It's very tricky, but it's one of those things, you'll learn it, you'll pick it up. Get the blunt end of the knife face it out so the sharp end's facing in, and cut a T, and there you go. So there's 2 holes cut that's just the right size for the frozen boursin. Okay, here we go then. This is the main event. Take a finger of the boursin, coat it in a little bit of olive oil. Because it's frozen, it grips too much as you push it in, okay? A little bit of olive oil prevents all that. So there you go. Again, it's all tried and tested, guys. So, and in we go. However that looks to you, you're forcing that into that hole and it will never break the skin. So all the sauce remains inside that perfect pocket, okay? It's what we all aspire to have from our stuffed chicken breasts, is no sauce coming out. And there you go. Once you've stuffed them, leave them aside for about 30 minutes just so they start to thaw properly inside before cooking. Cut it out carefully. Make sure you do it nice and quickly because that is thawing as we speak. There you go, it just comes out absolutely perfectly again. Coat it in olive oil. Push it into the hole. Of course, there's loads of different sorts of boursin. You could just use Philadelphia cream cheese. Any of those things. Experiment. Go for your life and let me know what you've tried. Just my wife and I absolutely love boursin. It is amazing. It's amazing. So in we go. Again, not a single part of that has broken the skin. So when it cooks, it all stays within. You cut in. And hey, surprise, you get a load of juice coming out, loads of sauce. It's amazing. So wrap the parma ham around that sticky breast because we wiped it down. Get the sheet, okay, it's a lot easier because it's sticky. There we go. Just be careful and patient with it. Unravel it. Only need one. Nothing's going to come out of that hole, so you only need one. And make sure that the breast is baked facing upwards, so the whole face upwards, faces the sky as it were. There's one done. Perfect, one done. Squeeze all that underneath. You don't see it if it's underneath, it looks untidy, doesn't matter, does it? Second breast, go from the back and roll it round the hole. Okay, so you go from the back behind and roll it over the hole so that the sheet of parma ham directly covers that hole where you cut the insert. Yeah. Pick it off carefully. Unravel it. There we go. Oh, lost a bit at the end. Never mind. It'll all go back. Fold it back. Tuck it underneath. Nice and tidy so the front looks amazing. Doesn't matter what the back looks like. And there we go. 2 perfect breasts stuffed with boursin, wrapped in parma ham. I added onto that some breadcrumbs soaked in olive oil, well, basically blended with garlic, olive oil and parmesan. They can bake for 22 minutes and they'll never burn because they're coated in olive oil. Scrape it on and then bake it. Took around 22 minutes at 185 degrees. Put a little bit of oil on the bottom of the pan so they don't burn and stick onto the pan as they're cooking. Yeah, so you're looking at around 22 minutes, but I would advise using a probe. And there they go. Oh my god, they're so good. That is so good. A little bit of sauce has come out the side, but really there's very, very little leaked out of it whatsoever. You cut into that, you are absolutely buzzing. Just a simple bit of pasta, some veg and mushrooms because all the sauce is inside the breast. So the breast does all the work for this meal, basically. Carries everything. Look at it pouring out. Oh my god, it's so good. Get it done. Let me know how you get on. Like I say, try and experiment with different cream cheeses and different types of boursin. I think there's even one with truffle with mushrooms underneath. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Okay, it's got loads of texture because I put the breadcrumbs on top. Absolutely leaking sauce. You could do this or just cut it in half like I did, or just leave it as whole so that the person eating it cuts into it and they have the whole thing oozing out in front of them like a cream egg. Okay, boom, boom, boom. That is just amazing. good luck, enjoy cooking, take care, stay safe, love you lots, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I'll keep knocking out the videos, and you just stay safe and enjoy this beautiful warm weather. Bye.